shoots, and he scores! That's hit deep in the left, and that's out of here. Safe.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the opening day for the Jefferson College softball season. We've got the Vikings taking on MCCAC conference opponent St. Charles. Up to bat first will be St. Charles. They are the visiting team in black. At bat for St. Charles is number 29, Rebecca Zellerbach. And Rebecca will be playing shortstop on the field. First pitch to her. The Viking pitcher, Kendra Deering, made quick work of that first batter. Batting in the 2 spot for St. Charles is Kelly Costello, number 17. Kelly is the second baseman for St. Charles. Viking pitcher Kendra Deering on the mound. Puts the batter behind, 0-2. Count moves 1-2. Viking infield in. Ball fouled to the left side, keeps the count at 1-2. The comebacker to Deering puts 2 outs on the board for the St. Charles Cougars. Behind the plate today for the Vikings is Christina Fraley, number 10. The St. Charles batter, Tara Moutry, takes her base at first upon being hit by the pitch. The 4-hole hitter for St. Charles with Chelsea Zare, number 5. She grounds out to the pitcher, Kendra Deering. Welcome back, Viking softball fans. Here we are in the bottom of the first inning, and up for the Jefferson College Viking is number 2, Abby Rowland. Abby Rowland gets on with a bunt. Abby is playing center field this game for the Vikings. Again, this is the opening day for the softball team for 2011 on a beautiful March 1st day at the softball field. Up next, Sarah Kreisel. Quickly, the Vikings recognize base running becomes very, very important. Kreisel was thrown out at first on a bunt, Trying to advance to third was Roland, who was also thrown out across the diamond. 2 down. Up next is number 11, Gina Melton. And Gina is a third baseman for the 2011 Vikings softball team, also in her sophomore season. Umpire signals the count is 2-1. 2 down for the Vikings. Again, Gina Melton at the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike. Melton's base hit up the middle keeps the inning alive for the Viking and brings to the plate number 19, pitcher Kendra Deering.
Go 1-9. Up to 7.
Deering fouls one out of play on the first pitch to her. And the Vikings head to the dugout with a 0-0 score as Deering flies out down to the right side, ending the first inning. Opening day here at the Viking softball field brings up again St. Charles to the bat, and number 12 up for St. Charles is Rachel Kraft. She is the catcher for the St. Charles team and is promptly thrown out on a bounder to the third baseman, Gina Melton. Up next for the Cougars is number 4, Lexi Baez. And again, doing the pitching for the Vikings today is sophomore ace, Kendra Deering, number 19. That evens the count to St. Charles, Lexi Baez at 1-1. Great pitch by Deering. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the hitter. Fine outside pitch by Deering, catches the St. Charles batter Baez looking. Up next for St. Charles, right fielder, number 9, Abby Fears. Deering has found a groove, painting corners, changing speeds, very effective so far in the early going. St. Charles batter Abby Fears fouls one out of play down the right field line. Catcher Christine Fraley, number 10, frames that ball nicely on the second strikeout of the inning for Kendra Deering. And the Vikings come to bat in the bottom of the second inning. No score here so far on opening day for the softball team as number 55, Carrie Schmidt, comes to the plate. Carrie is playing first base for the Vikings this season. Ladies and gentlemen, Carrie Schmidt takes a blast to right center field to put the Vikings on the scoreboard, and as you can see, the entire team is excited to greet her at the plate. There was no doubt about that ball heading out, and that was Carrie Schmidt, number 55, the Viking first baseman, hitting her first home run of the season for the Vikings. Up next for the Vikings, number 4, Stephanie Price. Stephanie is playing shortstop for the Vikings in 2011. Price fouls one right down to the ground, down the third baseline in front of the bench. Stands in again quickly. Count evens up at 1-1 to Stephanie Price, the Viking shortstop. Price lines a shot to right center field, and I'm not sure, but that ball might have been hit harder than the home run ball that left the field earlier by Carrie Schmidt. The Vikings number 5 and number 6 hitters have really drilled the softball here in the bottom of the second inning on opening day at Viking Field at Jefferson College. Up next is number 10, catcher Christina Fraley. Runner on second base for the Vikings, no outs. Swing and a miss by Fraley. On second base, Stephanie Price, after a line shot to right center field. Fraley calls time, steps back in and prepares for the pitch from the St. Charles Cougar pitcher, Jessica Tierney, number 19. Fraley fouls that one out of play directly behind the St. Charles team bench. Count on Fraley is 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody down. Stephanie Price on second base. That one fouled directly back to the screen in a game that's led by Jefferson College on a home run by Carrie Schmidt here in the bottom of the inning. That was a leadoff home run that had no doubt about leaving the yard.
All night, man.
Fraley swings and miss to give St. Charles the first out of the inning. And up next for the first time today is number 13, Kelsey Cruiser. Kelsey Cruiser, batting 8th in the lineup for the Vikings, plays second base for the 2011 team. Here we are, bottom of the second, 1-0 lead for the Vikings. Stephanie Price takes advantage of a bobble ball at the plate and swipes third base on the error by the catcher. Makes the situation a little more simple for Cruiser. Hopefully we can get a ball out of the outfield and get another run. Off-speed pitch by Jessica Tierney from St. Charles goes way high. Ball foul tipped. Evens the count at 2-2 with Kelsey Cruiser at the bat in the number 8 hitting spot for the Vikings. Again, Cruiser hangs in and fouls one directly to the dirt. Count remains at 2-2 with 1 out. Again, another off-speed pitch goes way high. Soft blooper goes back to St. Charles pitcher, number 19, Jessica Tierney, for the second out of the inning. And batting in the final roster spot for the Vikings is number 6, Jenna Clayton, who plays right field. Jenna slaps at one that gets fouled back to the screen. On a bang-bang play, Clayton drops one to the third baseman for the third out of the inning. Great inning as the Vikings score on a home run by Carrie Schmidt, the Viking first baseman, number 55. Opening day here at Viking Field has the Vikings with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the third. St. Charles, number 8, Jordan Dollar, is at the plate for her first appearance. Jordan is playing left field for the Cougars of St. Charles Community College. Dollar offers a bunt on a pitch high, fouls it directly back to the screen, puts Jefferson way ahead in the count. 0-2, and Kendra Deering is in terrific command of her pitches today. Deering made quick work of Dollar and strikes her out here in the top of the third. That brings up Lauren Burkbuehler, number 3, who is playing center field. Again, Deering gets ahead in the count with with a strike at the knees. Home plate umpire requested to check whether Burt Bueller swung on that pitch from Deering. First base ump said no. Deering quickly gets back in the groove, gets back on top of the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes here in the top of the third. Ball just a little bit low. Evens the count at 2-2. Lauren Burt Bueller at the plate with Kendra Deering on the mound. Deering recording her second strikeout of the inning here in the third. In a game that sees the Vikings leading 1-0. Back at bat is St. Charles leadoff hitter, number 29, Rebecca Salabar. Shortstop. Salabar swings at 1 high and evens the count at 1-1.
Go, Kendra, work it.
Zalabar fouls one out of play down the left field line behind the team bench. 2 down here in the top of the third. That pitch from Deering sails a little high. She tried to take something off of that and evens the count. Zalabar slices one into left field for the third out of the inning. Up next for the Vikings in a game that they lead 1-0 off of a home run by Carrie Schmidt. Beautiful opening day here for the softball team debut, and up to the plate is leadoff hitter Abby Rowland, number 2, playing left field for the Vikings this year. Abby takes a ball on the first pitch. Next pitch comes in a little off speed, evens the count. Abby drops one to the third baseman for the first out of the inning. That brings up number 14, Sarah Kreisel, 2-hole hitter for the Vikings 2011 softball team. Kreisel patrols center field for the Vikings, again up for the second time today. Kreisel's tap back to the pitcher gives the Vikings 2 outs and brings up sophomore Gina Melton, number 11, the Vikings' third baseman. That pitch to Melton just a little bit low by Jessica Tierney, the St. Charles Cougar pitcher. Melton looks at one and evens the count, 1-1. Ladies and gentlemen, there's the second run of the game for the Vikings on what seemed to be a can of corn headed to right field. And as we look at the flag, we're grateful for the win that Gina Melton was able to see and hit one out of the ballpark, giving the Vikings 2 runs on the game so far, both on home runs. The first home run was drilled to nearly the same location by first baseman Carrie Schmidt. Viking pitcher Kendra Deering is up to the plate. Deering is the 4th place hitter in the Viking lineup and is batting for her second time today. First pitch to Deering, low and outside. Swing and a miss on a great cut by Deering. Evens that count at 1-1. Ball drifts a little high. Deer is standing in. 2 outs here for the Vikings in a game they lead 2-0. Deering's foul ball down the left field line evens the count at 2-2 with 2 outs. Off-speed pitch a little bit low, runs the count full. And on another low pitch, Kendra Deering takes her base. And up next for the Vikings, Carrie Schmidt, who drilled a shot to right center field to put the Vikings scoring on the board for the first time this year. Like nothing to see Schmidt do it again. Schmidt's at bat here in the bottom of the 3rd with 2 down, and Kendra Deering on first base. Jessica Tierney, the St. Charles pitcher, throws the first one low to Schmidt. Probably a good idea. That ball just a little bit high, evens the count at 1-1. I hope they throw another one to Schmidt right at that same spot. I have a feeling Schmidt will be all over the next one. Okay, that ball is a strike. Oddly enough, it wasn't caught by the catcher. Puts the count at 1-2. Schmidt pulls a hot one down the third baseline. This is opening day for the Vikings softball team here on a beautiful March 1st, sunny, slight breeze out to right center field. That pitch from Tierney just a little bit inside. Gary Schmidt golfs one to the left fielder for the third out of the inning. Vikings lead 2-0. Okay, softball fans, here we are in the top of the fourth inning. Jefferson College Viking in their season opener against the St. Charles Community College Cougars. And the Vikings lead this one 2-0. And at the plate for St. Charles is Kelly Costello, second baseman, wearing number 17 for the Cougars. Kendra Deering on the mound for the Vikings. Doing the catching is number 10, Christina Fraley. They have so far shut out the Cougars from St. Charles, this duo. And a bunt attempt down the third base line, just outside of the grasp of Viking third baseman Gina Melton. Gina tried to make a sliding catch there, just inches away. Count now is 2-2 to number 17, Kelly Costello. Count moves to full. That pitch slid just a little bit high and wide on Deering. That ball just a little bit low gives St. Charles their first base runner. Tara Moultrie, number 28, is the third baseman for St. Charles. This is the first base runner without any outs that the Vikings have allowed. That ball just a little high and inside. Again, Kendra Deering. Very, very impressive here, considering this is the first game of the season. Just a bit out of her rhythm at this point, and Coach Tony Cook wants to make a trip to the mound to talk things over, to settle down his sophomore pitcher. Again, the scoring in this game occurred off of a home run by Carrie Schmidt, number 55. And that conference on the mound will move us right back to the plate here, where we're seeing number 28, Tara Moultrie, taking on the Viking pitcher, Kendra Deering. One and one is to count. Nobody down for the Vikings. Deering throws one high and wide. 2 balls and 1 strike. Deering is just a little bit rattled here and hits the St. Charles batter. That puts 2 on here in the top of the 4th inning at Viking Field on March the 1st, opening day for the Vikings softball team. Up now for St. Charles, Chelsea Zier, number 5, is playing first base. Ziering, number 5, lays down a bunt that barely clears the batter's box, and the Vikings hustle in and throw Ziering out for the first out of the inning. However, that does move the runners over to second and third for number 12, Rachel Kraft, the number 5 hitter for the St. Charles Cougars. Ziering quickly gets ahead in the count here. Vikings with a 2-0 lead with 1 out in the top of the 4th. Kraft fouls on that straight back to the backstop. And Deering gets on top of the count. Deering has really done a terrific job here when she's on top of the count. Need to shut down this hitter, get to the second out, and get this Viking crew back into the dugout so we can do some more damage with the bats. That one goes just a little bit high from Deering to number 12, Rachel Kraft from St. Charles, and evens the count at 2-2 with 1 out. Kraft way ahead on that pitch. Good off-speed pitch by Deering. Pulls it dead left down the third base line.
Shot! Oh, nice pitch, Kendra.
Got a lot of crowd reaction on that pitch. Just a little bit high. That runs the count full to Kraft.
Just like that again.
Another great pitch by Deering. Kraft way out ahead here. Count still full. 1 out in the top of the 4th.
Go, Kendra, set her down.
That ball's hit well by Kraft to left field. And that gives the St. Charles Cougars a home run by Kraft and a 3-2 lead on a pitch from Kendra Deering. Okay, that brings up number 4, Lexi Baez for the St. Charles Cougar. And again, it was Lexi Kraft hitting that home run to put St. Charles up 3-2. Baez loops a little pop-up to the picture to give the Vikings 2 outs here. Abby Fears comes to the plate with 2 outs, top of the 4th for St. Charles. And Fears pops one up. Melton settles in, collects it. Okay, some damage there on that home run by Kraft. Let's get our bats going here and get that lead back here on opening day at Viking Field for the ladies softball team. Viking freshman number 4, Stephanie Price, up in the bottom of the 4th to lead us off. Price takes a ball low. Second pitch also a little low. Ladies and gentlemen, the ball is leaving the Viking field today with great regularity as Stephanie Price hits the 3rd home run of the game and ties the score at 3. That's Stephanie Price, freshman shortstop, who hits the top of the center field fence just to the right of the foul pole for a home run. Unfortunately, nobody on for Price, but it does even that score at 3-3. Not much resistance for the ball leaving the yard today. Lots of excitement with the long ball. Cougars pitcher hits number 10, Viking catcher Christina Fraley, on the next pitch after the home run ball. And Viking coach Tony Cook promptly puts in a new base runner. Fraley has a smile on her face as she exits the field for the pinch runner. And that brings it number 13, Kelsey Cruiser. Cruiser is playing second base for the Vikings. Into the game as the pinch runner is number 5, Amanda Afalter. First pitch to Cruiser is a strike. And again, Afalter into the game as a pinch runner. And that bunt's laid down, moves the runner over, moves Afalter to second base, giving the Vikings 1 out. And up to the plate, Jenna Clayton, number 6, the Vikings right fielder. Right fielder Jenna Clayton prepares for the pitch. Afalter at second base. Nobody down for the Vikings in a tie game here with St. Charles Community College on opening day. Clayton steps and slaps at one. Ball a little low and outside from Tierney doing the pitching for St. Charles Community College. And it's Rachel Kraft behind the plate for St. Charles in that pitching-catching tandem. Jenna Clayton here wants more signs from Coach Tony Cook. They get that straightened out and await the pitch. That ball sails high. On the field, we have Coach Tony Cook, head coach Tony Cook, coaching third base, and assistant coach Jeff Melton at the first base coaching box. That pitch from Tierney runs the count to 3-1 with 1 down. Clayton slaps one back to the pitcher for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 4th. And number 2, Abby Rowland, the left fielder, comes to the plate with an opportunity to drive in a run. Offers a bunt and pulls back. Ball sails high. 1 ball, no strikes here, 2 down. Rowland looks at that pitch that sails low and outside to her at the right side of the plate. Amanda Afalter advanced to third base. And Rowland flies out to the center fielder for the 3rd out of the inning. Here we are with a 3-3 tie on opening day against St. Charles Community College. You're watching JCTV. Welcome back to the top of the 5th inning, everyone, on opening day here at Viking Field. I'm Athletic Director Doug Stoller, filling in with information in place of Matt Keeney on the JCTV staff. And we've got a new pitcher in the game for the Vikings. We've got number 16, Brittany Sitton, throwing her first pitch of the year to St. Charles Community College batter number 8, Jordan Dollar. We've got a 3-3 game here, top of the 5th. And Brittany Sitton into the game here in the top of the 5th in replace of Kendra Deering, who left the game. An off-speed pitch runs the count to 3-0 here to number 8, Jordan Dollar of St. Charles Community College, the Cougars. Sitton finds the strike zone there. Throws her first strike of 2011. Quickly finds another, running the count full. And there is the first strikeout of 2011 for relief pitcher Brittany Sitton, quickly giving the Cougars 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Lauren Burkbuehler, number 3, comes to the plate, steps into a ball that's inside. Brittany Sitton seems to find a little better rhythm here in the top of the 5th as she throws more pitches. And first baseman Carrie Smith makes a terrific play on a ball rolling right down the first baseline. I'm sure that ball has chalk on it. Quickly picked it up and tagged out the base runner. That brings leadoff hitter from St. Charles, Rebecca Zalabar, back to the plate. And Sitton barely misses on the outside corner on that first pitch to Zalabar. That ball's low and outside. Runs the count to 1-1. Zalabar at the plate here for St. Charles with 2 outs. Brittany Sitton, relief pitcher for the Jefferson College Vikings. 3 balls and no strikes with 2 down. And that ball outside sends Zalabar to first base. I want to take a moment and thank JCTV producer Tom Struckoff for allowing us to broadcast the opening day game here on JCTV. Kelly Costello is the second hitter and is up here in the top of the fifth, excuse me, and is requested to come to the third base line to have a conversation with St. Charles coach. All of the scoring done in today's game has been the result of home runs. Ball's leaving the ball field very, very quickly here due to a slight breeze to right center field, and Costello fouls that ball back directly to the fence. Quickly, there are 2 strikes on the hitter. And Sitton takes care of business herself and strikes out Costello for the 3rd out of the game. The runner at second didn't matter. Here we are with a 3-3 tie score on opening day. Okay, on to the bottom of the 5th inning here, opening day for the Viking softball team here at Viking Field, and up to the plate is number 14, Sarah Kreisel, left-handed hitter playing center field, number 14, Kreisel. Kreisel quickly goes the other way with a line shot in between third base and short to get on base here in the bottom of the 5th, and a 3-3 tie with St. Charles Community College. And that brings to the plate sophomore Gina Melton, third baseman for the Vikings. And starting pitcher Jessica Tierney is still in the ball game for St. Charles. Melton takes a pitch, evens the count at 1-1, and we do see some action down in the St. Charles bullpen. Let's get a couple of runs and find out what other pitching St. Charles has to offer the Vikings today. Off-speed pitch, floats high. Melton lines one down the third base line, and St. Charles is able to gather one out on the force play at second base. Unable to complete the double play on Melton. And pitcher Brittany Sitton comes into the game and is our next hitter. Sitton offers a bunt that goes foul. One out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brittany sitting at the plate. Delivers the pitch, and that ball goes low, 1-1. Gina Melton on first with one out. Sitton again entered the game in relief of starting pitcher Kendra Deering. Sitton offers a bunt, advances the runner to second base, Gina Melton. But here we are with a runner on second and 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. But to the plate is number 55, Kara Schmidt, who put the Vikings on the board for the first time this year with a right center field blast over the fence. Schmidt digs in and takes ball 1. And there is an advance to first base by Schmidt as she's hit by the pitch, which brings Stephanie Price to the plate, who's also hit a home run in this game. Price's home run clipped the top of the fence and bounded over, nearly in dead center field, just to the right of our flagpole on Viking Field. And we do have a timeout called, and it looks like we're going to replace pitchers by St. Charles. We'll get back to you here in just a minute on JCTV to tell you who the new St. Charles pitcher will be. And the conference on the mound was not to replace a pitcher. They just wanted to get their strategies set because starting pitcher number 19, Jessica Tierney, is still in the game. And Price hits a smash to the shortstop for a quick out on the force play at second base here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Still a 3-3 tie at Viking Field on opening day. Third baseman Tara Moultrie from St. Charles Community College steps in here in the top of the 6th inning against Viking pitcher Brittany Sitton, who is in relief in this game today for Kendra Deering, who started the game and left after a 3-3 tie. And that's what we have still, is a 3-3 tie here versus St. Charles Community College. And on a 2-0 count, Sitton throws one down the middle, and it's softly grounded to Jefferson, second baseman, for an easy toss to first to Carrie Schmidt for the first out of the inning. And number 5, Chelsea Zier, up to the plate. Sitton's first pitch is low. Sitton takes a little bit of off that. Zier way out in front, evens the count. Pretty good pitch there, low and outside. Sitton looks to be getting a little bit more comfortable out on her first pitching debut of the 2011 season. Evens the count at 2-2 on a nice painting of the outside corner to Chelsea Zier of St. Charles Community College. Another great off-speed pitch by Sitton. Has the hitter way out in front for the second out of the inning. Another strikeout for the Viking pitchers. Number 12 up next, Rachel Kraft. Rachel has been doing the catching today for the St. Charles Cougars. And terrific pace and rhythm, Sitton throws the first strike to Kraft. That ball just a little bit low. Viking catcher Christine Fraley blocks it with a shin guard. Another off-speed pitch, ground into the dirt. Sitton doing a terrific job of keeping the ball low. Sitton records another strikeout on that fantastic off-speed pitch froze the batter here in the top of the 6th inning. Here we are on March the 1st on opening day, and the Vikings softball team, head coach Tony Cook, has really done a terrific job getting the field ready. Most fields probably don't look as good as ours, but they did an outstanding job of preparing it with field conditioner, and it's been a beautiful day here in a game that sees a tie between the Jefferson College Vikings and the St. Charles Community College Cougars. And it's number 10, Christina Fraley, leading off in the bottom of the 6th inning on a ground out to second base for the first Viking out.
I be on it all night, man. I be on it all day. Straight up pimp. If you want me, you can find me in the.
Kelsey Cruiser, number 13, up next. And Cruiser takes a pitch low. Number 13, Cruiser's playing second base. Cruiser's tap back to the pitcher is quickly handled for the second out of the game by St. Charles pitcher Jessica Tierney, number 19. Right fielder Jenna Clayton is up. Clayton slaps one that just gets past the pitcher's grasp. Second baseman recovers, but Clayton has some speed and got down that line very quickly here with 2 outs to give Abby Rowland a chance to drive in another run. Again, Abby Rowland is the left fielder here at Jefferson College. Offers a bunt on a steal. And Jenna Clayton swipes a base and makes this opportunity just a little bit more important to Abby Rowland, who's at the plate. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. And we've got a base hit to left field, and the runner's going to come home. Pitcher cuts the ball off, giving a Jefferson College lead of 4-3 on a base hit in between third and short by number 2, left fielder Abby Rowland. Sarah Kreisel steps up with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th and a base runner, Abby Rowland, waiting to be driven in. And that ball is low and golfed down the third base line, just outside of play. Again, Sarah Kreisel, number 14, has been playing center field for the Vikings today. That ball is up, and it is a little bit of trouble, and it does drop, scoring Abby Rowland, and Sarah Kreisel takes a great base running move and is now standing on second base in an inning that has allowed the Vikings to score 2 runs, in which they lead 5-3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Third baseman Gina Melton back to the plate today, and another opportunity to add to this 2-run lead. And Melton blasts one. Again, the 4th home run of the game, which is going to give the Vikings a 7-3 lead. The ball is traveling out of the ball yard today, folks. Gina Melton on a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 6th. And if that won't convince a opposing coach to get a new pitcher in? Nothing will. We're going to take a break and be right back, and it looks as though we will have a new Cougar pitcher. Okay, folks, I've got to give a little bit more praise to Gina Melton. I'm not giving her enough credit. That was Melton's second home run of the day in a game that has the Vikings ahead by 4 runs, 7-3. And as I mentioned earlier, the ball is heading out of the yard with great regularity for the Vikings. Up at the plate is number 16, Brittany Sitton, who's come into the game as a relief pitcher for Kendra Deering. Sitton hits one right down the line, and another ball that is full of chalk gives the 3rd out of the inning, but the damage has been done. And here we are in the top of the 7th inning on opening day at Viking Field, and the Vikings are taking a 4-run lead into the inning with pitcher Brittany Sitton on the mound, playing catch with Christina Fraley. And we need 3 outs to get our first victory of 2011. And that ball goes low, and Fraley has to rub her arm. That one bounced up and got her in the bicep. Sitton recovers quickly and throws a nice low ball strike to even the count at 1-1. Up for St. Charles is number 4, Lexi Baez. And Sitton's ability to control speeds today has many of these St. Charles hitters way out in front of pitches. It's another great pitch. That ball is kept low, essentially unhittable at that spot. Sitton has frozen another St. Charles batter. Number 9, Abby Fears to the plate. That pitch slightly outside to Fears. Fears squares to bunt, shows bunt and pulls back. Sitton's pitch goes just a little bit low. Inside and low on that pitch from Sitton. Batter turns and squares and shows bunt, but obviously has no intention of doing so. We've got a 3-0 count here. And Sitton walks number 9, Abby Fears, here in the top of the 7th, which will bring to the plate Jordan Dollar, the St. Charles left fielder. Sitton finds another good place to throw the ball and throws an inside and low strike to number 8, Jordan Dollar. Dollar offers to bunt, and it's fouled straight back to the screen for the strike number 2. And Abby Fierce throws a ball that very nearly on the ground that is fouled away and goes straight into the St. Charles dugout. Sitting way ahead in the count, 0-2. And wastes a pitch that is off speed and high. And Sitton strikes out Jordan Dollar to give the Vikings 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th, which will bring to the plate Lauren Burke-Bueller, the center field for St. Charles. Off-speed pitch from Sittons, fouled straight back for the first strike. And another terrific low pitch below the knees that swung at and missed. Again, Sitton way ahead. In a count that's 0-2. And another terrific off-speed pitch by Brittany Sitton. And that's the third out of the inning, and also concludes the first game of the doubleheader here on JCTV for the Lading Viking softball team. Initiating their season with a win, with a 1-0 record. And again, a terrific inning in which Brittany Sitton will get the victory as starting pitcher Kendra Deering left the game. 4 home runs in the game, 2 by Gina Melton, 1 by Carrie Schmidt, and 1 by Stephanie Price, and a 7-3 Viking victory. And you have seen it all here on JCTV. Thanks for watching. I'm Doug Stotler, Athletic Director. Thanks to JCTV producer Tom Struckoff. We'll see you next time.